Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Don't touch me, dude. Don't put your hands on me.
Trust me, if they knew who I thought I was.
Everything we've done tonight is on video.
I'll take everything off.
I don't want you to take everything off.
I'm the perfect example of what you get. You can't expect something. You can't expect respect if you don't give it first. I'll let you go and I'll be out of my way. What's up, bro? Bro, leave me alone, bro. Bro, leave me alone, bro. Bro, leave me alone, bro.
You are gonna find out the hardest way you know. And you're gonna lose your job. And you're gonna be invested by the FBI.
You're acting like a tyrant yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can't be a tyrant. Yeah. You know the First Amendment?
I think you know it better than I do.
I do. Can you state it?
Yep, you're under arrest.
No.
What are you doing?
I need to inspect government records regardless of physical form or characteristics.
Luckily, my wife was released on her own regardless, no R-bomb.
What? You gonna break my camera? I'm over here. I'm running from you, lady. Ah! I'm scared right now.
Thanks for coming in. Sorry about all the lovey-dovey stuff, guys. I'm just like super in love now, so.
All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is BD Live Audits. I've not covered this guy before, just discovered his channel. He has about 100 videos, been around for a couple of years. Don't know anything about him. He seems to have the Frauditor Handbook down pretty well. But as usual, he gets owned by a couple of employees. One of them happens to be a lawyer. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He thinks he's right all the way through, and I love it because, you know, take your lumps, take it to court. If you're right, take it to court. Win your case, prove it. But no, they want to resolve everything right there in the lobby. It's the Frauditor MO. I don't know what the BD stands for. I happened to catch this video kind of in passing, and it got my attention, and I was thinking to myself, the guy's a big douche, so maybe BD's for big douche. I don't know. I'll have to look into it further. He doesn't explain a whole lot on his channel as far as the about me part, except that he's a First Amendment auditor. Anyway, really interesting at a state mental health facility, which, by the way, has added protection laws because it is a mental health facility in the state of South Carolina. They obviously recognize that there needs to be some laws above and beyond to help protect patients, etc. So, and of course, you know what that brings up. So, and we'll hear all about it anyway. Please hit that like and subscribe and share the video. These guys are increasing in numbers, and it's almost terrifying that you're going to run into one of these yahoos here one day. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what BD Live First Amendment Audits, how he operates.
How you doing, darling? Hey. How would I go about pulling some public records, submitting a FOIA request? Is this, I guess this is the mailroom?
Yeah, I think that would be legal. Give me 1 second.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Oh, you're Sonia. I was wondering where you were. So, are you the receptionist?
No, I am the greeter.
Oh, you're the greeter.
Yes,
oh, well, I missed my greeting.
I say hello. And
Well, hello.
I help people if they have questions.
Yeah, I just wanted to submit a FOIA request. I think she's
What kind of request?
a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
I think she's calling legal for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait for them. Thank you. Yeah.
You're not allowed to film because of the privacy of our people here.
Privacy of who?
Of our people that work here. Because you don't know who's a client from who's an
Okay,
employee.
and your name,
we're
ma'am?
gonna ask.
Can I get your name?
No, you cannot.
Are you a,
I'm going to ask you to leave the property.
do you, what is your title here?
Look, I'm asking you politely to leave the property,
Okay,
sir.
well, I'm gonna politely decline.
Well, this is private property.
This is private property.
This is state government private property.
Okay, that's public property.
No, it's not. You have to leave the property.
This is state.
What is your name?
I don't work for you.
Okay, and I don't work for you.
Oh, you
either.
don't? You don't work for the
You
public?
cannot be here.
You don't work for the public?
What is your name, sir? I'm asking you to leave the property.
And who are you?
Okay.
Who are you? What is your title
Leave
here?
the property.
Do you have the authority to tell the public to leave?
Yes, I do.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
My name is Officer Philip Fleming. Badge number is Tango 14.
Appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Who is this lady here?
Can you just leave? We can talk out here.
We'll ask you to
Well,
politely leave
No,
the
we
property.
can talk over here.
Okay, I appreciate your demeanor, but this lady's being rude and she's not
No,
identifying
I'm not.
herself.
I am telling you.
Well, if
verbally
you would properly
to leave the
identify
property.
yourself, I'd have a conversation
I will
with
properly
you.
ask you to leave the property.
Okay, I'm gonna properly decline.
Because you cannot film on this property.
Where does it say that?
where does it say that? It's one of the first things he scanned when he came in. It says it right there. Audio and visual recording other than by employees as part of their job duties is not allowed on any SCDMH premises without prior written authorization from the Associated Hospital or Center Director of SCDMH State Director. This includes hospitals, centers, clinics, skilled nursing facilities, administrative and support buildings, and campuses such as Central Administration and the Crafts Faro campus. The above is in accordance with the SCDMH directives and the state and federal statute outlined below. And then there's the prescribed statutes. Oh, typical frauditor. It means nothing. He said, well, that's policy. That doesn't trump the First Amendment. You know, and policy's not law. Well, policy's based on law. And it just so happens, I think we find out here in just a little bit, that not only, and I don't know if you can see it here, but not only are policies structured from law, there's actual South Carolina law requiring it for state mental facilities. Hell, they have their own law enforcement, for God's sakes. Those guys are, they're not private security. They're actually state mental health law enforcement. So, yeah, okay, BD dipshit. Let's see what you got here.
It does not have to say that.
Okay, yeah.
You have client rights.
Okay. Okay,
Our
are you
clients have
a
right
client?
to their property,
Are you a
to their
client?
privacy.
Are you a client? You're not a client. You're a public servant.
Okay, okay. What public service do you need from us?
I wanted to pull some records. I wanted to submit a FOIA request.
Okay, but you don't have to do that on film. If you need a FOIA request,
I document
you
my
complete
interaction
the
with
form.
government. And I still...
If you want for your request, you can
Mhm.
fill out a form. We'll
Okay.
get that for you.
Okay.
But you cannot film us.
Says who?
If you want to see his posted here.
I understand there are patient privacies, but you're not a patient.
She's coming.
Okay.
I'll for a request person.
Okay. Ma'am, I think you need to learn the law and learn your own policy.
I think you need to be respectful.
I'm
when
being
somebody
respectful.
asks you
I'm asking you
to
for your
not
name.
film and to leave the proper.
Hey.
How can I help?
Yes, ma'am. Who is this lady here?
She's Sheila. She works in the business office. Could you
Sheila.
please stop recording?
She asked me and I politely declined.
Okay.
Um,
Would you like to call into dispatch and find out under Title 44, 1070, and 75 if you want to do trespass, arrest? It's
Okay.
really
Okay. All right. Trespass has no application to public
Actually,
property.
it does.
Okay.
Because
Under the Supreme
DMH
Court said
no.
does not.
If you're citing Hannipol, that does not apply to us. Okay?
And how does it not apply to public property?
Because if you read the ruling, Hannipol had to do with Title 16, trespassing.
Right.
I'm citing Title 44.
And what is that?
Title 44, it's on the door. It's right here where you walked in.
Okay. Does that have to do with patient privacy?
It does not. Although, I mean, there are reasons behind it that it does. But
Well, I'm not going to be recording any patients. So
This is a private facility with a private...
This is a public-
No. Okay,
This is
I'm
public,
a FOIA
ma'am.
officer. This is not a public forum. This is a waiting room.
This
We're in
absolutely is a
This
public
is a
forum.
waiting room where people
There's a
receive
sign out there that says
confidential
open to the public.
services in a confidential building.
Okay,
This
past
is not a
that
public
door
forum.
may be private,
No,
but
this
right
is a
here.
waiting area for
Right.
confidential services. People who are
If you
waiting
have
for
confidential information, you need to take them back to a private
Go ahead
area.
and find out how they want you to proceed. Okay.
I'm not breaking the law.
It is unlawful.
Okay, what law is that?
This is South Carolina Code of Laws,
Okay.
section 441175.
And what does that have to do with patient privacy?
No, it does not.
Okay, what does it
Title
have?
44 is a code of laws that has to do with health.
Okay.
Okay.
What is?
It is unlawful for a person without legal cause or good excuse to enter the premises of a state mental health facility
Mhm.
after having been warned by the director or in his absence, their representative, that's me, him, her. It is unlawful for a person without good legal cause or excuse to fail or refuse to immediately leave the premises of a state mental health facility on being ordered or requested to leave by the director or in his absence.
Is the
their
director here?
representative. No, he is not.
Okay.
I'm your representative. He is a representative. He is a representative, and Sheila is a representative. Okay?
Well, if
Title
you can
16
just,
does not apply here. Actually, if you read Title 16, it says it does not supersede other titles in the code. 44, right here in writing,
Okay.
says that we have the right to ask you to leave and you are
But you have to have a reason to ask me to leave.
Yeah, give up, ma'am. It doesn't matter how you lay it out, doesn't matter how you form it, it won't matter to a frauditor. It just doesn't matter. You could give them crayons and you can color them pictures and they still wouldn't get it. It's just their nature. I have several examples. Interestingly enough, watched Predators Exposed live earlier, and covering basically just this. It was University of North Carolina Law School had some type of a list of rulings, and they go over this pretty thoroughly, and I've got some excerpts from that I'm going to post here as this video goes on. It's just nonsense, just broader nonsense. They stick to their script and they just talk in circles, and they don't accept any kind of explanation whatsoever. And these people don't know what they're talking about. Hey, she doesn't know what she's talking about, right? What an idiot. All right, let's get back to it.
You have no legal business here. What's
I
your
absolutely
business
do.
here?
I'm a
What is
journalist
it?
gathering content for a story.
Oh, great. What's your outlet?
I have a news channel.
It's called...
Well, right now I'm not going to disclose it because the way you're
Okay,
acting.
Right.
Can you identify
reporters
yourself?
generally give their names and their outlets,
Well,
right? Because you're reporting
Normally
for the
public servants are not rude.
How have I been rude?
Coming out here telling me to
No,
leave
I
an
actually
area I
came
have
in here and I
I
asked
have
you
a
what your
legal right to
business is
be.
and how I can
I just
help.
told you.
How can I help?
What's
your
I think you
business
can be a
here?
little nicer. You don't know the law. You don't know your own policy.
I have my law here.
Okay,
It's
tell me
right
what law
here.
I'm breaking. Are you an attorney?
I've asked you to leave
Okay,
and you're
what
not
law am I
leaving.
breaking?
Look, she's already read it to you. We have the
No,
copy
no.
here. We
What
provided
law
to you.
am I breaking?
Title
He's law
44,
enforcement.
At this point, you've been asked to leave the premises.
For
You
what
have
reason?
No lawful,
What reason?
We don't need a reason. You have no lawful business. At this point, we're asking you to leave. Are you
Okay.
refusing to comply with the directive?
Okay, yeah, this is from Frauditors Exposed, earlier live at the University of North Carolina Law School. This is an excerpt from that, and I think it's applicable here. There's little doubt that some circumstances the government may ban the entry onto public property that is not public forum of all persons except those who have legitimate business on the premises. And it says this throughout so many of these statutes, legitimate business on the premises. And they try to claim that their right to press or journalists is their business, and that's not. That doesn't define their business. Legitimate business on the premises. You know, but it's not in the Frauditor Handbook, so and he's trying to argue with obviously someone that knows what they're talking about and a lawyer who backs what she's talking about. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
If you're asking me to leave, I'm going to decline.
Right, sir, we are telling you.
If you threaten me with arrest, I will leave because I don't want to get arrested. But I'm a journalist gathering content for a story. If you're telling me a law that I'm breaking, I will leave under threat of arrest.
Okay, that's 4410 or 4411-70.
Okay, how am I breaking that law?
75. Because we have asked you to leave.
You can't just ask anybody to leave a public lobby.
Sir, you're required to have business before the...
I have business.
It is unlawful for a person without good legal cause, which we have established.
I have legal cause. Are you familiar with the First Amendment? Freedom of the press, freedom of speech.
Yes, sir.
What's your legal cause to be in the
I just told you.
And sir, are you familiar with forum doctrine?
I am.
Right.
A little bit.
Right. So you're familiar with public forums?
This, right.
Limited public forums, designated public forums.
Okay.
Right. Which of these do you think this is?
I believe this is a limited public forum.
Right. And what does the term limited mean in that sense?
It means it's subject to time, place, and manner.
Yes, sir. And so one of the time, place, and manner restrictions here is that you have to have business before the department.
And I have business. The
Right.
First Amendment is my business.
Sir, that is not sufficient business.
It's the First Amendment. How did you not learn that in law school?
This is a waiting room for confidential people to receive confidential
Well,
services.
I'm not here recording any patients.
HIPAA requires us to ensure the privacy of people who are in this building.
Okay, the privacy has nothing to do with public servants. Y'all don't have privacy.
The privacy laws require
for
us
patients.
to create policies
For patients.
to protect patient client.
Are there any
client
patients in here?
confidentiality. There may very well be, and that is
Where?
why we're asking you to leave.
Where is the patient?
I cannot tell you that.
Are you a patient?
I cannot tell you that.
You're
It's
not
against the law.
Are you a...
Am I a patient of the Department of Mental Health?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
I'm
thank
a patient
you.
of a private provider.
Is there any
And if
patients
you were
in
my
here?
private provider's office, I would ask you to leave.
Exactly. If I walk past there in
I
a
cannot confirm or
non-public
deny
forum...
anyone is or is not a patient. And
You
that
have
is
no
why I'm
authority out
asking you to
here.
leave. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I'm actually the privacy officer
Okay.
too. If you're not here to file a Freedom of Information Act request,
I
I'm
am.
also the media contact.
I am here.
Tell me your outlet, and I will help
I don't
you.
have to tell you my outlet.
Then how can I help you?
I can tell you my email
Okay,
address.
what would you like your Freedom of Information request
I
to
want to
be?
know how many patients y'all are
Okay, that needs to be in writing.
Okay.
According to
I'll
the
write-
law,
you got a
if you're
piece
going
of
to
paper?
come in and you're going to do something in person, it needs to be from where very specific.
I'll take a piece of
set
paper and write it out.
You don't have a piece of paper of your own?
No, I
But you
didn't.
came in to file a FOIA request?
Correct.
A written one?
Correct.
But you didn't
You need to
bring
brush
paper.
up on FOIA. Sir, can I get your name?
Officer Daly.
Thank you, Officer Daly. You have a...
Yeah, just like a frauditor to change the subject or move off of the topic when he's getting owned. So here's another excerpt from March live stream. And the highlighted part just happens to be what he had highlighted at that time. Yeah, hang on here a second. Okay, I just wanted to get that where I could read it. So, courts have consistently found public property to be a non-public forum where the evidence shows, as it does in this case, and they're referring to the case they're looking at, so you can, this case is the same, that the property's purpose is to conduct or facilitate government business and not to provide a forum for public expression. So if he's claiming First Amendment right to free speech, then that's a forum for public expression. So, yeah, I mean, there's no way around this. These guys, their arguments are getting shut down time after time after time. It's just a matter of enforcement. It's that simple. It's just a matter of enforcement. When the enforcement starts, there's sticks over, because there's case law after case law after case law. So, all right, let's get back to it.
Badge number?
T13.
Okay. I appreciate y'all's demeanor. I'm not breaking any law. If y'all want to threaten me with arrest, I will gladly leave. But these two people don't know what they're talking about. And sadly, he's an attorney.
Yes, sir.
You're not familiar with the First Amendment?
I'm very familiar with
Okay, well then what part of the First Amendment do you not understand? Freedom of the press.
Yes, sir. I understand that. There are laws in place that govern the premises of
Exactly, to protect patients.
We have our own section in
Well, sir, that's not what it says.
They're not here to protect you.
No, it's Title
Okay.
44 of the South Carolina Code of Laws.
Okay,
That's
what does that have
health
to do with
facilities.
me gathering content for a story?
It means you don't have a right to be here if you don't have business with
I
the
have
department.
business.
Okay, sir, now you violating trespass orders, so no action will be. We
Okay.
will put you on trespass notice.
Okay, are you threatening to arrest me?
We will put you on trespass notice.
Okay, I'll take that in writing.
Give him his papers so that he can go ahead and do his FOIA request.
No, I want a trespass in writing so I can take it to my attorney.
Well, do you want to do your FOIA request or
Yeah.
not?
But if you're going to back up that trespass, I want it in writing.
Well, sir, what's your name?
Well, you're going to get that in writing.
Okay, great.
Sir, what's your name?
FOIA.
Oh, no. You obviously don't know frauditors. You're not going to get his name. It's going to be, you know, good citizen or good Samaritan or law-abiding, whatever. This guy hasn't, he's not dealt with one of these yahoos yet. Yeah, good luck with that, pal. What's funny is I did see him taking notes a minute ago, so he's prepared. He's prepared to take this guy on. He's got nothing. They even have it, look, on top of the federal statute that I just showed you a couple of, with case law, backed by case law, they have a state statute that prohibits this. Now, it basically says the same thing, but still, I mean, once again, the walls are closing down on these guys, and it's just a matter of enforcement. Once enforcement starts to come into play, once they know what to do, and that's get them out of there, their stick's over. They're not going to be filing federal lawsuits against anybody. It'd be a waste of their money. And there's any attorney will tell them. I'm sure they'll say, "Look, I'll take this on, but you know, I don't think you have a leg to stand on." So they're relying. They're really falling back on now. The journalist thing's crumbling. And now it's all back to freedom of speech. Well, we just debunked that. I mean, that's not a legitimate purpose. Conduct business. So, anyway, all right. Good luck getting a name out of him.
Well, sir, here, what's your name?
You can put down good citizen.
Okay.
Is that funny?
That is very funny.
Okay, I'm glad you think that's funny.
I think it's very funny.
He's going to get it.
Okay.
You'll get your request in writing.
Okay.
We please ask you again to respect the privacy of the people in this building and go outside.
The privacy has nothing to do with employees. Correct me if I'm wrong, counselor.
Employees would have a certain rights to privacy as well.
Not out here.
Yeah,
not out here.
But the point, though, is we have an obligation to protect the rights of patients who come
Right.
here.
I'm not going to record any patients.
Well, you have no way of knowing that.
You don't know if
anybody that walks in here
if you have a badge on, I'm going to assume you're not a patient.
That's not a fair assumption either.
So who's running the asylum here?
Excuse me?
If you're claiming you're a patient and you have privacy, okay, that's
saying
ridiculous.
That you can't assume someone with an ID on is not a patient.
So the patients work here? Or do they get services here?
There are peer support specialists who work in the department.
Okay, well, if you point them out, I promise you I will not record them. Okay, well, then I don't care if they're patients or not. I'm only recording public servants like yourself.
Care if somebody's a patient.
That is your duty to protect their privacy. The onus is on you. No, you can't violate the First Amendment to protect patient privacy.
Sir, that is a reasonable time, place, and manner restriction.
Okay, well, at 5 o'clock, you can kick me out of here.
Well, no, sir. The onus is on you to challenge that. We can enforce
I'm challenging it right now.
Okay.
You cannot violate my rights as a journalist to protect patient privacy.
If you'd like to go out afterward, you can do that too. Okay?
All right, first off, he's being a chauvinist pig. And secondly, when you see these cuts in the video, those aren't me, that's him. There's lots of cuts here, especially when the attorney has the floor, or he's you'll be able to spot it when you look, but he's cut a lot of dialogue out here, and he's being owned with what he's left in here. That's what I love about these guys. It's making this case for their case for them. But he's tiptoeing around this, and he's starting to get frustrated. You can tell he doesn't like the fact that he's being owned by this very sharp female employee, and she is on top of this. She's on point, and the attorney knows it. But every time, not every time, but there's a lot of cuts, and you can tell it's when he is interjecting, backing her up, basically. That's what he doesn't want. And remember, this isn't to prove anything, except to prove to his audience that he owns them. That's what he wants. That's what he wants to project. Because that's what gets him his clicks and views, his money. So, anyway, just keep in mind, the only thing that I've only cut out a couple places where it was just kind of, there was nothing but dead air, but most of these cuts that you see, and you can watch that clock up there too. It's 3:45 right now, and there was a cut there a while ago that looked like a few minutes were lost. But anyway, all right, back to it. Just listen to his voice. He really doesn't like what's happening to him.
No worries. You're very welcome.
Now she's being nice. Unlike you.
I don't think I'm being unfair. Individuals who receive private services wait for confidential appointments. It's not a public forum. There is no public meeting here.
Public meetings are separate.
In this lobby are
you need to listen to your counselor here. Public meetings are separate from FOIA, okay?
Of course
You're trying to claim a lot of stuff here.
We're subject to both as a public agency, to the Freedom of Information Act request and to HIPAA and privacy law.
Right, the HIPAA is your responsibility.
Exactly, which is why I'm asking you to leave. We have a policy.
No, you can't violate the First Amendment for HIPAA.
We have a policy in place in accordance with federal and state law that we have to have a policy that we do not allow recording.
Well, is that a law or a policy?
That is a policy we're required to have by law.
Okay, well, I'm going to decline your policy. Okay.
Okay, and that's...
All right, learn the law. Learn the law,
all
really.
Right here, and if I thought
okay, that's for patient privacy.
No, it's not. I think you're wasting taxpayer time.
You're wasting taxpayer dollars out here trying to kick a journalist out of a public lobby.
You're wasting taxpayer dollars. I have so many things.
Well, then go back to work. You're dismissed.
I cannot do that.
Why can't you do that?
My job is to protect patient privacy.
Okay. How are you protecting patient privacy out here?
Because you're recording in a mental health facility.
Right, I'm recording public servants. You don't have privacy. Can you talk to her? Can you give her some First Amendment case law?
I have. I developed that.
Okay.
Listen, we've done this.
Sir, we've already established you have a very limited understanding of foreign policy.
I don't have a law degree. Okay. And full disclosure.
So here's an attorney for the Department of Mental Health trying to inform you on the limits of a limited public forum.
Okay. Or
You've already
time, place, and manner.
Time, place, and manner restrictions.
Okay. It's business hours. I'm in a place that I can be, and I'm doing it in a manner that's not disruptive. That's time, place, and manner.
You're disrupting me from doing my work.
You're disrupting me. I'm trying to gather content for a story.
From your outlet that you won't name with your name.
I don't have to name my outlet.
But you're a member of the press.
Correct.
Who won't name your outlet.
Correct. I'm independent.
An independent journalist who won't give their name.
Correct.
You value your privacy, but you don't value the privacy of people.
I don't
who are
value
in here
your
for medical
privacy.
care.
You work for us.
That's fine.
You're a public servant. You work for us. If you want privacy, go back to your own.
Well, they've shut down about every narrative there is there. This guy's just not going to give up. I mean, this is what fraudsters do. They just keep putting the spin on it, And generally, they get to a point where they're not getting anywhere with someone in the office, and they'll lean on law enforcement to get them to agree with them. All right, let's get right back to this. This is a long video. Let's get right back to it.
What was your name?
Okay, it's Good Citizen.
Your legal name? Good Citizen?
Well, you know, I don't have to provide that.
This is your no trespass notice.
Okay.
I'm putting you on no trespass. You can't trespass here. You trespass again, you will be arrested.
Okay.
So I need your first.
Okay, is that a crime? What I'm trying to say
is in fact a crime. Yes.
Okay, it is. Really? Tell us about that.
I have no obligation to inform you about anything. We are asking you to leave, sir.
Trespassing is a tort. Look it up, counselor. Can I get your name, sir?
Do you want to talk to Beth about going home?
As you know, without being suspected of a crime, I don't have to give my ID. So trespassing is a tort. Okay. Criminal trespassing is a crime, but we're not at criminal trespassing. This is trespassing. Can I get your name, sir? Can I get your name?
I'm Corporal Glenn.
Nice to meet you, Corporal.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
What's your name?
Right now it's Good Citizen.
It's Good Citizen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So this lawyer thinks that trespassing is a crime, but I'm gonna tell you, trespassing is not a crime in South Carolina. Criminal trespass is a crime, okay? But in
the Department of Mental Health may employ law enforcement officers as may be necessary to maintain the security of state mental health facilities. The law enforcement officers must be vested with all the powers and charged with all the duties of police officers generally. They may, without warrant, arrest persons guilty of disorderly conduct or of trespass on state mental health facilities and may have them tried in any court of competent jurisdiction. That's South Carolina Code of Laws 44-11-70. This is a mental health facility. You're trespassing. You can be arrested.
In a public lobby.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
You've been notified that you need to leave.
Multiple times, which we have on tape.
Do you have the authority?
Yes, I do.
Are you the director?
I am not, but I am
the
designee.
Then have you read the law?
According to the law, the director's representative can
Okay.
And
we are both
the director needs to be out here. The
No, sir,
director
that's
needs
not-
to be out here.
Do you understand what
Director's
representative means?
representative. They are
At
also
this
the
point,
director's
you are causing a scene in the office here.
I know y'all are causing the scene because
we've
I didn't.
asked
All
you
I
to
came
leave.
here to do was gather content for a story
And
to-
what's your story? I'm the
on
public
how
information
y'all
person.
don't know the law.
Excuse me. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Can you please leave for us?
If you're asking, I'm going to decline. But if you're going to threaten me with arrest, I will leave.
Okay.
Are you threatening me with arrest?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to file a complaint on you.
Okay.
And can I get your name one more time?
Officer Fleming.
Okay, and what's going to happen if I don't leave?
Tango 14.
What's going to happen if I don't leave?
We're gonna put you on no trespass notice.
Okay, and then what's going to happen if I don't leave?
And if you trespass again, you will be arrested.
Okay.
We're not going to continue to keep engaging.
Okay.
We've asked you several times.
Are you threatening to arrest me too?
Not threatening to arrest you at all.
Okay.
But
Am I trespassed?
We're not going to continue to have a conversation.
I don't want a conversation. I just want to complete my FOIA and be out of here.
You gonna give them the information to submit?
So here's a piece of paper. Please fill out in writing your FOIA request. We're gonna have to ask you to stop recording and to exit the building.
Okay. You don't have the authority.
Well, yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all have the authority, but I'm telling you, if y'all do, y'all are messing up.
Sir.
Why don't we go outside and go ahead and write that for you a second?
I'm gonna write it right here.
For you.
I'm gonna write it right here. Is it okay if I write it right here?
If you could please record away from the lobby.
This is a public lobby, ma'am. How do you not know that? Policy is not law.
And I know that we have to protect patient information and patient
There's no
privacy.
patients out here.
And that is more important to me.
If that was important to you, you would take your patients back to a private area. Whether a camera's out here or not, no patient should be given out private information.
Please put your FOIA request.
Yeah, what makes this one so much different than most of the frauditing videos is this one is about filming. This is about the camera. Because their statutes are set up to protect patients' images, not just information. You know, usually it's the information provided, you know, looking over the counter too close, you know, where you're not supposed to be. But this is all, not all, but it's more about the camera. And he doesn't get that. And just because he hasn't come across this before, because maybe this is his first mental health facility, and maybe the first one of this caliber, I don't know. But everything they're saying makes sense. And of course, he's a frauditor, so he's going to spin everything. And he really does remind me of that character from Storage War, Dave Hester. He almost even sounds like him. And he's just as obstinate and argumentative and rude. Yeah. Whatever happened to Dave Hester? Well, here you go. Oh, Storage Wars. What a trip. All right. Yeah, it's crazy. And now you have, not only do you have the building law enforcement, and that's interesting that the medical, I didn't catch that badge, but it was like the medical law enforcement for the building itself, not private security. And then now we have law enforcement on hand, and he's picking up on what's going on. But God, why do they just give these guys so many opportunities to spin and spin and spin and spin this stuff? This guy should have been gone. All right, let's hope that happens. Let's see. We're getting closer. It's a long video. We're getting closer.
Where's my email address?
Let me make sure I can read it before you go. WeThePeopleForFreedomNow@gmail.com.
Correct.
How many patients are being treated at the administrative office?
Right.
All right. We should be able to get a receipt to you by the end of the day,
Okay.
before 5 o'clock. Of course, you understand there are 10 business days to get your determination.
I'm aware of that.
I assumed you would be.
But I just want you to be aware that
You
there's no
completed
law
your
saying I
business,
cannot
correct?
be in here.
But you've completed your official business with the department. I've got your FOIA. I'm a FOIA
Mhm.
officer. I'm going to handle it before I leave today, even if I have to stay late. So
Okay.
could you please leave now?
All right. So am I being threatened with arrest?
Sir, you handle all your business that you set out to handle.
Well, I mean, I can handle my business until 5 o'clock. I'm a journalist.
Yes is the answer to that question. So
Okay.
Please leave, or we will have to arrest you.
You don't have the authority to tell me to leave. So I'm trying to tell you. These guys have the authority.
I
You
don't
don't.
think you ever
Okay. I don't see a badge. So,
Correct.
am I correct? Okay.
you're
There's no
not.
badge on you either, ma'am. You can go back.
my badge is right
Okay,
here.
you can go back to your office.
And I told you.
I don't want to argue. I didn't come here to argue. I came in here to gather content
We
for a
have so
story.
much work to do when we're
Well, then go
arguing
back to your
after work.
office.
I cannot do
I can
that.
be here until 5 o'clock.
You cannot.
Yes, I can.
Under Title 44, a mental health facility is a private
Come on now.
facility.
Don't ruin your career, bro. Don't ruin your career. For these guys, they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, here we go. Here's where he's going to try to turn to law enforcement and convince them that these two representatives of the building don't know what they're talking about and the law enforcement took, you know, their oath to the Constitution, and you're going to end up in trouble, don't listen to what they're saying. Dude, you're a horse's ass, all right? You know, I see where this is going. He's going to, if he can't get law enforcement to get on his side with him, then he's going to somehow leave on his own accord. He's not being removed per se, because that's what he needs for his audience, his followers. That's what he has to make them believe. And I don't know that this attorney and this gal maybe knows that. She maybe figured this out. It seems like she's pretty savvy and knows what's going on. Like maybe she's done her homework on frauditors a little bit. Certainly was prepared for one to come in. So, yeah, finally this thing's winding down. He's leaning on law enforcement now. See if he can get them to butter up to him. Somehow or another, I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see.
Telling you, you're law enforcement. You can't kick a journalist out of a public lobby, okay?
There are law enforcement who have to abide by SCDMH
They follow the
policies.
law. If I break the law, absolutely.
They're SCDMH employees as well. They follow
They're law
SCDMH
enforcement.
policies that do not allow recording on our facility.
Okay, that's not a law. They're law enforcement, okay?
And they
They're
are also beholden to Title 44, 11, 70, and 75, which we've gone over multiple times. You've been asked to leave more than once.
But you don't have the authority. You're not the director.
I'm the director's designee.
Says who?
The director.
Where's the director? Why don't
He
you go
is
get the
not
director?
Here right now. I am the
Okay.
public
Well,
information director.
then I can be here
am
until
his
I can be here for
designee.
another hour. Okay. So why don't you go out to your office?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, then you can stay out here till 5 o'clock. Then.
That's fine. I told you I will stay as long as needed to get your FOIA request processed.
Okay. Well, you got 10 days, so I'm not expecting that.
No, I like to handle my receipts the day I receive
Okay.
them.
Well,
It's very important.
you can go back to your
that they be
office and
handled
do that.
properly. I'm not going to do that until this is
Okay.
resolved. Our employees are having to leave through a different exit because you're here causing a disturbance. And I think you
employees
know
have
that.
there's no reasonable
And you
expectation of
know
privacy
that.
in public. Counselor, can you advise her that doctrine? Especially public servants have no.
Potentially patients are
Okay,
having to
if there are
leave through
patients,
another
if I see
exit
anybody without a
because
badge,
you're
I'll turn the
here.
camera away. Because I respect, I mean, that's just common sense. If you go to a hospital for treatment, you expect your privacy to be protected. So it's the medical
same
staff.
in a mental health facility as well.
Yeah, but the
And
medical
this is a
staff,
mental health facility.
the onus is on them to protect privacy.
We're trying to do that by
No,
asking
you're
you to
not.
leave.
You're trying to violate my rights as a journalist.
Do you think you need somebody to come give you services?
No, I want you to
Because you
leave me
seem
alone
very
and let me
unhappy
gather
and
my
very
content.
upset. And you're causing a disturbance. This is a mental health facility. Do you need us to call
Not
someone
for the
to
people
come
that work
and
here.
provide you services?
Okay, there's a difference between patients and public servants.
I'm
Okay?
asking if you feel like you need someone to talk to right now. Okay?
No,
Do we
I don't
need
wanna
call
talk.
someone to come.
I don't wanna talk to you.
and, Are you sure?
I love it. She's turning this around on him. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't need to speak to someone here? Are you sure that your mental health's okay? Good move. Good move. All right, that's hilarious. Okay, we're getting real close to the end of this. What do you think, people? You think he's going to twist this as he leaves? He's going to come up with some reason why he's leaving on his own accord, knowing that he's run out of rope, or he's got to save face for his viewers somehow. All right, let's see how he does this.
Is that an employee?
I don't know. I don't see the
Okay.
person.
Well, I respect patients' privacy. You know, I respect people that want to come
You
here
may
for get
have
services.
already recorded a patient and you wouldn't
No, I
stop.
haven't. No,
you
I haven't.
don't know that.
I do know that.
How?
Because I've only recorded people that work here.
And I've told you that there are patients who work here, haven't I?
So who's running the asylum? How do
I don't
patients
even know
work
what
here?
kind of
You
question
can't
that
work
is.
here
It's
and have
called
services.
Peer support. It's called peer support.
Okay,
And
well,
that is
if
when an individual
those
with lived
people I won't
experience is
record.
You may have already. Do you not understand?
Well, even if I did, they're in a public place. There's no reasonable expectation of privacy in public. Just because somebody's face is recorded doesn't mean I've got their personal information.
Actually, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Under the federal privacy
Counselor,
law,
can you advise her?
And the state law, actually, a digital image is included in protected health
Along with a
information.
name, a social, birthday.
No.
Yeah, look up the doctrine. Are you going to correct her or not? You got the law degree here.
When she says something incorrect, I will.
If she says something incorrect, I will. I love it. Burn. See, he's in shambles now. I mean, she cut him off at the knees, and he tried to roll it back around and take it in full circle and go back. And he has filmed some. There's been a couple of people walk through there as this went on that didn't have badges on. One lady walked in and went through. She was obviously a patient. So he has, and he doesn't care. He just doesn't. I love that, though. When she says something incorrect, I will. That's going to get his gourd. This is going to be hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Frogger Ram. Loving this. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help my channel out. Much appreciated. All right. Finale coming.
Come on, you think that taking somebody's photo is violating their personal privacy?
It is a violation of HIPAA.
Okay, go ahead and say that.
A digital image of an individual.
I know you don't know what you're talking about, but I want to hear what the counselor says. You think that taking a picture...
To argue with you here.
Information that identifies or describes an individual, included but not limited to an individual's photograph or digitized image. South Carolina Code of Laws 3230, the Family Privacy Protection Act.
Okay.
That's in the definitions, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
All right.
I just told you that is straight from the law. A digital image of a person is protected health information.
So you think it's against the law to take somebody's picture in public? In
a medical facility, I do.
Okay, maybe back there, but not out here where the public is.
This is where the public waits for confidential services in a confidential facility.
Right.
And they have an expectation of privacy.
I'm sorry to take y'all's time up. I was just going to be here for a few minutes, but until these two came out and started...
No, you came for an altercation. We've done
you gave me the altercation.
You're not our first rodeo.
We know this isn't our first rodeo. We know you're first.
Well, then how do you not know the law? Why don't you go back to your office? I'll talk to these officers and I'll be on the way out of here.
Nope.
But you're not kicking me out. You're not kicking me out.
First off, I want to point out there's a lot of cuts down toward the end here. A minute ago when he asked that attorney a question when she was getting ready to read the statute, there was a major cut there as he was starting to reply. So he cut that out. Plus there's a clock on the wall back there, and I've been watching it. And he's done some cuts here and there and edited this a little bit. There was a couple of camera angles I've seen twice. But anyway, she has shut his ass down, and he's still trying to put a spin on it. And his only hope is to get law enforcement on, and he's already, teased law enforcement a little bit to see what they're going to do. And they're not going to. They are not going to side with him. This is all done. And they're being way, way too patient, way too nice. And we all know he's not filing anything. I mean, what's he going to do? Try to handle something that, a case like this that would be loaded with case law and pro se? I don't think so. And there's not an attorney in the world, I don't think. Well, once again, Sean Reyes' attorney will probably do it for money. So, win or lose. Yeah, this is it. It's getting down toward the end. So here's the big question. Does he make it look like he leaves on his own accord or not? Thanks for hanging around. Long video. I'm Frogger Ram. Help my channel out. Get yourself a membership. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until the next time, which it will be soon. I'm proud of the Ram. And I'd be gone.
I'm a designee of the
Okay,
state,
well, I'll be here till
designated by
5
the state
o'clock.
Director.
You're not kicking me out until I break a law.
I've already read you all of the laws you've broken. We're being extremely
You're not.
patient with you.
You're not.
These gentlemen are being extremely
They're doing their
patient
job.
with you.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave on my own accord. But I would just maybe advise you to learn the law, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to spend some more time
I
here.
would advise you to not record when you come back.
Well, I am going to be recording.
Okay, so just...
Yeah.
No, we've been through
All
the
right.
Have a good
statute.
evening.
We're waiting
All
for
right.
you to leave.
Okay.
You'll get your FOIA receipt by the
All
end
right.
of the
I
day
appreciate
or
that.
when I leave this evening.
All right, you're wrong. You're wrong too.
hard
Sadly.
journalism, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Well
Hey,
Mm.
thank you.
Mhm.
It's pretty sad when I have to teach a lawyer the law.
And as soon as I learn something from you, it'll be a good
Okay.
day.
Well, you know, I'm not getting kicked out of here.
But you're leaving.
I'm leaving. All right, so this is the Department of Mental Health Police. We got backup here. All right, we got car number 2436. Whose car is this?
It's mine.
It's yours? I see you got that blue line flag in there. At least you don't have it on your uniform. That would be disrespectful.
Why would it be disrespectful?
To put a blue line on the American flag, I think that's a little disrespectful to...
You serve? You serve in the military? Have you
to
ever
put
served?
a...
No.
Well, if you
said
serve in the
should.
military, you take an oath, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So why would you put a blue line on the American flag? It's kind of disrespectful.
I didn't put blue line on
Oh,
the
I just saw a sticker on there. But like I say, you don't have it on your uniform, so we appreciate that. So are you the supervisor here?
I am not.
Oh, who's the supervisor? Glenn?
I'm not the supervisor.
Is Glenn the ranking officer here?
Yes, sir.
At least it ain't hot like it was yesterday.